Hey, what's up, guys? Uncle Rob here. Just hanging out in the garage here after work. Um, Been tearing apart this little KLR 250, putting it together for my son and my girlfriend. They're both looking at getting into their licenses in another a month and a half or so. But pretty cool little bike. Picked it up this winter. Over here, I've got a little GS500 that I picked up, and this thing's wicked cool. It's an old 1980 Kawasaki KZ250. We're bobbing that out for my son. Sportster tank, and gonna chop it up. It's gonna be wicked cool. But today, just gonna do a little review on my Drz400sm. This is a 2013, but they haven't really changed a whole lot over the years. Basically, this review is just going to kind of tell the difference between the couple models and my thought process on, I don't know, why I did what I did. So I came across this one at a dealership last fall. It was used with like 1,500 miles on it, bone stock, and, you know, pretty good price. So I checked it out, and I'd been looking for a little while. I had an E model the year before, which the E models have a little bit better carburetor. They have a FCR carb, and they have a little bit more aggressive cams. And other than that, I believe that the motor's the same. The header pipe is a little bit bigger on them, the stock header pipe. So other than that, the differences are this: the wheels are the biggest thing. The E's and the S models have the what are they, 18 and 21, I believe, and they're skinnier. You know, the wheels are skinnier. The swing arm on the back is a little bit narrower. This one's a little bit wider to accept the bigger 17-inch, you know, the wide tires. The adjustment is a different style. The other one has the cam, you know, like a regular dirt bike. The front end, the SMs have the inverted front end, the inverted forks, where the S's and the E's both have the you know, your standard forks. The brakes are bigger. The rotor's quite a bit bigger by like a few inches, I believe. Other than that, you know, they're basically the same bike. You know, the E has a plastic tank, and the E is pretty much for off-road. I had an E model, and I really liked it. It had a ton of power. It had a power bomb header, you know, and a FMF pipe on it. I really liked it a lot. It had a ton of nuts. But I came across this one last year anyway, so I pulled in, checked it out, really liked it. Went back a week or so later, and, you know, I tried it out. And, you know, it was fall time. I think I got it in October, which we're up here in Maine, so, you know, it's riding season's over. There's not many people out. So, you know, I made him an offer, and, you know, I tried it out, and we came to a number that we could live with, and, you know, I feel like I got a pretty good deal on it. So I picked it up. And when I bought it, I didn't really care that it was an SM model. You know, I had gone online and done some reading about, you know, guys converting them over, you know, basically putting the skinnier tires on them, the taller tires. And they were all talking about, you know, how, you know, the 17-inch wheels, you know, suck for off-road. You know, it's stupid to put, you know, aggressive off-road tires on, you know, the 17-inch wheels because they handle so poorly. And then, you know, I guess after I picked it up, I did some reading, and, you know, there's tons of guys running them like this. So that's what I did, is I bought a set of these Shinko 244's. They're a pretty meaty tire, you know, and they're fat. You know, they look badass, I think. And so, you know, there's a lot of guys saying that they don't do good. They don't do good in the sand. They don't do, which I don't know. I'm no Supercross, you know, hero, but these things are badass. Like this thing, there's nobody on regular dirt bikes that, you know, I can't go ride with and keep up with. I don't know. Maybe I'm fighting it a little bit more in the loose sand, but I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. Like I said, I'm not a motocross champion, so I'm not, you know, that picky, I guess, about it. But, so, you know, I put the rack on there, and I did the the full Yoshi RS2, which is, you know, I did some research, and again, you know, everybody's all horny about the MRD pipes, you know, and I got reading about them, and, you know, they're fine, they're good for the money, but the wait time kind of sucks. I didn't want to wait. It was 8 weeks at the time. I don't know, I didn't want to wait that long. I wanted to put a pipe on this thing. So I got this off Amazon. At the time, it was $475. Those company that was running a deal. And, you know, I had it within, I don't know, 5 or 6 days. And since then, you know, I did some reading, and, you know, these things, the quality's there. I mean, Yoshimura is a great company to deal with. You know, if you ding the header or the pipe, you know, you can buy all the parts individually. They're really good to deal with. And I love it. The sound of it, I love it. It goes good, it sounds good. I opened up the airbox, did the 3x3 mod, and bought the JD jetting kit. I can't say enough good about those guys. Their customer service was great as well. I didn't need them, but I've dealt with some. I've had some people that have dealt with them that have told me, you know, they're fantastic to work with. I went right by their settings that they told me to use. They send, you know, a handful of jets and a couple different needles, and basically wherever your elevation is, you know, they tell you how to set it up, where to put the fuel screw, and it was absolutely dead on. So anyways, yeah, it's been a good little bike. I would like to do the FCR carb and a set of cams and a big bore kit and all that stuff, and you can do it and still have a pretty bulletproof bike. But, you know, for the money, what I've got into this thing right now, it's probably going to stay this way for a while. I mean, unless I, you know, end up having some engine troubles or something, I'll probably leave it the way it is. The FCR carbs, I'd love to have one, but they get stupid money for them. They're, in my opinion, they're way overpriced for what you're getting. But they do work. They definitely, you notice the difference. So the Drz400 in general is a great bike. They have pretty much unlimited supply of aftermarket stuff. You know, everybody's making stuff for these things because there's so many of them out there, and most of the parts fit all of them. You know, all the years. You know, other than a couple little things like, you know, the rear subframe's a little bit different on the E model, but for the most part, you know, everything fits, and that's a big selling point for me. I've had tons of bikes. I ride cruisers, and I ride sport bikes, and I ride dirt bikes, and you know, this thing for dual sport, I've had everything from like the little KLR 250s up to, you know, the 650s. I've had a couple XRs and DR. I had a WR 450, and that thing was badass. If it wasn't for the maintenance, that's what I would be riding, is a 450 or a KTM. But, you know, I'm all set on changing my oil every, you know, 6 or 8 hours of riding. And I mean, I do the maintenance on this, you know, and I change the oil, you know, pretty frequently, but, you know, I don't know. They're just, those 450s aren't as reliable as these 400s. Yeah, they're not quite as powerful, but they're pretty bulletproof. And if I munch this thing, you know, if I'm hammering this thing and I drop a rod, or, I mean, if I drop a valve, or I, you know, bend a rod or whatever, if I munch this thing, you know, you can go on eBay for, you know, under $1,000 and buy a motor, you know, and have very little downtime. You know, an afternoon of wrenching, and you can drop a motor out and throw another one in and be good to go. There's just so many parts. There's so many of these bikes out there that people have parted out, that, you know, there's tons and tons of parts, which is a huge selling point for me. You know, other than that, so, you know, this is what it is. So, just my little spiel is, you know, if you're looking for one of these for a dual sport, you know, I'm going to say I probably do 50-50. You know, on and off road. You know, I wouldn't shy away from a SM. You see a lot of the sumo guys bitching about, you know, putting the knobbies on the 17-inch wheels. I don't know. I have no problem. There's no place that they can go ride that I can't. You know, maybe I'm fighting it a little bit more. I don't know. I don't see it. But like I said, I'm no supercross hero. So, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't shy away from SM if you know, it's a dirt bike. You know, it's a dirt bike that they've made to be raced around on the road, and, you know, you can kind of make them do whatever you want by changing the tires and stuff. But yeah, so I hope you guys liked the video. you do, give me a like, subscribe. I don't have a whole lot of videos on there right now, but I am going to be doing a bunch. I've got a few GoPros and going to be doing a lot of riding videos and stuff as the summer goes on. So thanks for watching, guys.